Hi everyone, this is seller newsletter number 5 for the fall 2022 sale. All right, let's get right into it because we are in our last couple days of item entry and I want to not waste your time, okay? In your email, there is a link for our YouTube channel, which has several videos on it, explaining item entry, explaining tagging your items, some other sale prep stuff. So definitely go in and take a look at those videos. If you are a video learner, they may help you make sure you understand all of your expectations for the sale. All right, item entry cutoff. I've had some questions about this. So our item entry is set to close this Sunday at 10 p.m. Several sales ago, we were able to extend that deadline. I can basically guarantee that is not going to be the case this time. It is looking very possible we will have to shut down item entry early. So just to explain, if you are new here, just through the history of the sale, including wisdom from the previous owners, we have a pretty good idea of how much is a reasonable sale for our community, for the amount of time that we are set up, for all of that. And so we kind of know how much we can move out the door, okay? So continuing to exceed beyond that does not increase the number of items that people are going to sell. All it does is reduces the percentage of things you're going to sell. And so we value your hard work. Okay. We do not want to waste your time. We do not want, because we have all of these items entered, it's just going to decrease the percentage of items that you have sell. So let me be clear. I do not like having to shut down item entry early. I know it's frustrating. It's frustrating on my end too. Please know that it is not something we choose to do unless we really, really feel like it's the best choice for everybody involved. If we are going to do that, we will give you a 5,000 item warning, which typically is about a day notice. In the past, that tends to be the case. It just kind of depends on how much people had been waiting for the last minute, how many things people try to get in after that. So whenever the item entry closes, whether it's on Sunday or if we shut it down earlier, remember, you cannot enter new items and you cannot edit tags. That's a big one because I know sometimes people will want to go back and edit tags. You cannot edit tags after the item entry has shut down. There's nothing that we can do, okay? You are still able to print. So if you are running behind and you are really getting down to the wire, get those items printed. You will still have up until your drop off to print your item or your tags and then tag your items. So make entering them your priority at this point. I know typically I will say to kind of do it in batches, but we're kind of getting down to the wire where you really need to be making item entry your priority. Okay. All right, all that. We need more volunteers. This is the every sale thing. There are, if you go in your consignor workstation, you can register to volunteer there. There are still several kind of critical shifts we're needing coverage for. One is Wednesday from 6:30 to 9:30. No, 6 to 9. Wednesday from 6 to 9. That is a 3-hour shift, but it'll count as a 4-hour shift. It's just the way that the time works for that shift. It is for sale setup, so you get to put the racks together, put it all up. We usually have a consistent crew that always works that sale, and it just so happens that 3 of our regular volunteers are not available for that shift this sale. So it's kind of a fun shift. There's going to be a couple of the normal people there. It's kind of a fun shift. So it's kind of neat to see it all come together. Saturday, 12 to 4 or 2:30 to 6:30. I'm still needing more people, and Sunday from 12:30 to 4:30. If you are picking items up Sunday, that can be a good shift for you to work because you will be there anyway, and you'll just take your stuff with you when you leave, and it's no big deal. Okay. So since you were planning to be there for your pickup anyway, from 12:30 to 4:30. So why volunteer? Because your seller pass will get you in at 6:30 the evening before the public sale. Volunteer shop at 5:30 the evening before the public sale. Okay, so you actually get to shop before the sellers, and then you can also share your seller pass. So you would be able to pass that on to somebody, which we actually encourage. So be thinking about, if you are volunteering, be thinking about who you might want to share that seller pass with, because the more sellers or the more shoppers through the door, my tongue is so twisted today, the more shoppers through the door, the more your stuff's going to sell. So, okay. Help us spread the word. We put so much of our energy and our resources. It's a huge part of our sale budget to advertise for the sale. It's something we work really, really, really hard for. We want to work hard to sell your items. All that said, Word of mouth is a hard advertisement to beat, okay? You telling your friends about it, sharing it on your social media page, entering our giveaways when we post those. We have flyers available on our website if you wanted to print any of those out. I actually have a bunch of flyers and postcards, so if you have places that you want to put those, I can give you those. We do have volunteers who hang them up around a whole bunch of businesses, but I know sometimes you might have a place in mind that has not gotten a flyer hung by now. If you are spreading the word, that is every time you share it. I can boost an ad 1,000,000 times on Facebook and it's going to come up in somebody's news feed, but the first time that they say you share it might be the time that they're like, oh, I need to check that sale out. So please help us spread the word. I can't beat word of mouth. It's just the way it works. Okay. Finally, because I've gotten this question a couple times recently, item limits. So generally, we do not limit you on the number of items you can bring or per category. We have a couple of exceptions to that. One is maternity items. We limit you to 20 maternity items. And then the other one is adult clothing. So men and women's clothing, we limit you to 20. We will sometimes give exceptions to these, but I will say since our item count is getting so high, I'm going to be pretty particular about who I'm going to let bring more than 20. So it's going to be people who I really feel like have stuff that's probably going to sell. I may be a little bit more loose with men's clothing just because right now we have a ton of women's clothing entered and not near as many men's clothing. So I might be a little bit more flexible with men's clothing, but definitely try to keep it under that. Really pick your best items. Just keep in mind, we're not a garage sale. We're not a thrift store. We want high quality, gently used items. And most of our adult clothes, although we have parents and things that do shop from that, generally they're shopping for their teenagers. And so just kind of keep in mind, if it's something that is very mom style, it's not going to be a great fit for our sales. So try to kind of keep it to things that are maybe a little bit more classic or are more trendy for teenagers. Okay. I think that's everything. Okay. Keep up the amazing work. Please do not hesitate to reach out. As I've said previously, probably the quickest way to get a response from us is Facebook Messenger. If you message the page, I see those really quickly. We do have a Facebook group for registered consigners, so go check that out. I'm having some issues with it telling me when somebody has posted something so that I can answer those questions. But definitely feel free to post it in there and then message me and say that you've posted. That's totally fine. I don't mind that at all. And then that way, not only am I answering your question, but there's a good chance that other people have that question too. And so you'll be helping them out as well. Okay, I think that is it. Have a wonderful time tagging.